I was lucky to spend some time with Ken not too long before he died. And he'd been on interferon for a while, which had taken some of the gleam off him. But he decided that life was too short to be on interferon. And as soon as he got off it, he was himself again, which was a delightful thing to see. He was full of piss and vinegar and audacity. He was talking about the lamentable state of the Oregon Country Fair and how what it really needed was to be run by somebody like him. and Mountain Girl, who was there with me, looked at me and exchanged a silent glance and said, "Well, now who the hell would that be?" Because we couldn't think of anybody else like him. I don't think he could either. I am content in the knowledge that this is a hiatus, this period during which I won't see Ken for a bit, but that I will see him again someday. And I didn't always look at things that way, but one night years ago, he had me herding a great old Cadillac that he'd acquired on the fly in Eureka down Highway 101 in the middle of the night. And we were having an argument about the afterlife, and I was still sort of a scientific fundamentalist and didn't believe in it. And I couldn't imagine how he did. And finally, in reference to his son, whose death was, I think, the most crushing thing that ever occurred in Ken's life, he said, "I have to believe in it. It's the only way I'll ever see Jed again." And I had subsequent losses of my own that led me to the same conclusion. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. I wasn't able to be at that funeral. I'd committed myself to something in D.C. that I really felt like I needed to be there in the service of liberty. But I asked Mountain Girl to read something over Ken's deep hole, and here's what I gave her to read. "Kesey, you are still a trip, and I will always be on it. What a man you were, and I do mean man. What a bull, all beef and energy and power and sometimes wild craziness. The meat is now discarded. The power and the energy and certainly the wild craziness still snort through our consciousness, which you did so much to expand. I don't grieve for you. You knew long before I did that there are meadows for the soul. Jed led you to them. Now you're there with him and your grief is over. I'm sorry for us, but because I know how little truck you had with self-pity, I'm trying not to be too sorry for us. Still, I will miss your magnificent bullshit. I will miss the little prankster smile at the corners of your mouth. I will miss your mythic stories and the life you led that was so rich in their production. I will miss the lean clarity of your words. No one of your generation wrote better than you. I will miss your nearly concealed sweetness of heart, the softness that stirred beneath the muscle, the disappearing bunny of your soul. I will miss even your faults, the weaknesses that almost rendered you human scale. You were the last titan of my bohemian life. The latest crop of us seems soft on the outside. The latest crop of us seems soft on the outside and hard within. There are no more Cassidys or Kerouacs. There is no more Kesey. I wish I could be there to watch them plant you out in your garden, but I'm in the belly of the beast today, Washington, D.C., putting in a lonely word for liberty. You never gave an inch in its service, and I will live for it as you would have me do. Maybe one day I'll be able to identify all the qualities that grew into me from you. I know that you became part of me just as Neil lived on in you, but right now you are too generally distributed in my psyche to sort out into anything but gratitude. So thank you, Ken. Thank you for everything. Thank you for myself.